There's a lot going on in the city this week, as you guys probably, well, I know you two were very aware of it. I'm sure the community members were as well, as we await the election results of the presidential race of 2020. And here in the city on Tuesday night, we had quite the bit of heat and conversation, and as people are going to the polls and all the different conversations going on about this year's election results, both local and national level. But before we get to that, I know we're all losing a little bit of sleep these days, and probably downing a lot more coffee than usual. So I thought we'd sidestep over to the espressos conversation. Now, if you guys remember, there was proposed development over on East Main Street, over at the former Espresso's Italian Grill. And that had been defunct for a while. It's still abandoned as of right now. And a developer had come and proposed to build, some condominiums in that area. And he was looking to get special permits from the city council in order to do so. The reason why he needs special permits is because he was looking to build 8 units as the city ordinance has only allows 3. So he's looking to build a few more, and when the city council voted no, denied him the special permits, he came back, hired an attorney, and sued the city to try to continue this process of developing. And it's been a long time dispute between the residents over at East Main Street and the developer. There had been some people holding signs at one point, kind of protesting the development. The developer had come in, the judge had come in to kind of do a site visit. So there's been a lot of conversations, there's been land court trials, but the judge, after all of this time waiting, the judge has finally made a call on the case that has been going on, saying that actually the city council that their decision, their vote no decision for the special permit must be annulled, and the city council must give the Bevilacqua, apologize if I pronounce this incorrectly, but their company the special permits in order to go forward. So there's a couple different reasons for this. I'm going to look over to my notes for a quick second. So the state land court judge, Howard Spiker, is the one who determined the vote on Monday. So right before presidential election, this thing cranked out. And, they said that the reason why that the city council needs to give these special permits is because their original decision to deny the special permits was legally untenable and was not rationally supported by facts. So there's about a 36 document decision that came out that lists all of those, and we have a long article on our website that kind of details the very specifics of why. But what it seemed like is that the judge wasn't too satisfied with the city council's arguments of saying why they made their initial decision to deny the special permit, saying that they didn't have the proper experts come in, or that the experts that they did bring in didn't seem as knowledgeable as he had wanted on the topics at hand. It seemed that they had a lot of hypothetical examples of, how it might affect the school district, and saying that, if this building units, these condominiums bring more children into the city, then that could actually become a financial burden on the school district. And he said that's not a legally tenable to be able to say that, because by Massachusetts laws, you guys know, by the Constitution, that you have to, as a school district, offer education to every single student. So that was just one or two examples of the reasons why Judge Spiker, told City Council, made that decision that they're gonna have to give the special permits to the developer to, develop that property into condominiums right by Poles Hill.
What's been the follow-up so far on the school consolidation since the passing the other night during the election?
Right. So question 3 voted the unofficial results. As you guys noted, voted yes. And it was a close race. It wasn't by a landslide. The vote yes, the vote in favor was 52.32% of registered voters voted in favor of the debt exclusion that would go to fund the combination of East Gloucester and Veterans Memorial over on that 11 Webster Street property. That includes Mados Field. Now, they had a school committee meeting last night where Ben Lummis, the superintendent of Gloucester Schools, gave an update and kind of just a brief overview of the timeline ahead. But prior to him speaking, Mary Ann Boucher, who's a longtime voice in opposition to this consolidation in this way, logged on during the public comments and kind of spoke how, while she doesn't always see eye to eye with the school committee, that she was grateful for the conversations that they had, stating that she'd had a conversation with Ben just the day prior that she said it went really well, and they're looking forward to continued conversations as this project does go forward. So what that looks like and how they do that going forward, who knows? But it seems like they're seeking to have really quality and constructive conversation going forward for the community. Obviously, the vote wasn't by a landslide, as I said earlier, and Melissa Teixeira Prince stated that at last night's meeting, saying that while she's excited the vote passed, she is concerned and aware that they have a lot of work ahead of them to communicate to the public who maybe voted no because there wasn't enough information, or because they don't really see it as the number one priority the school should be taking. And so now that this project is going to go forward, how do you work with those people who prior didn't want to have the school building for X, Y, or Z?
Hey guys, I'm feeling a little sluggish today, and it's not because of the election. It's because I had a shingle shot yesterday and a flu shot, both in the same day. So I'm a little beat up.
I feel like the entire nation has had a shingles and flu shot the last couple of days.
Well,
I didn't know that's what I was feeling, but that's what I'm feeling.
When does the needle come out?
I know. One thing that struck me about the election, to be honest with you, is, and we actually put this in the paper today, is, we had the election obviously in Essex and in Manchester. We checked in with you guys and with 1623. Yeah. And what really struck me is about how just sort of smooth and steady and, easy it was in both of these towns. They both had record turnouts. Essex, it was 89% of registered voters came out to vote, and Manchester had a similar kind of number. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Gretchen Wood, who's the former town clerk. She was town clerk in Manchester for 20 plus years. And she's from a big local family, the Wilworth family here. And she said in all her time, she's only seen over 90% turnout, like maybe twice, and that was it. So it was a big, big year all around. But it wasn't a big year for drama or any kind of thing. It was quiet and easy and nice.
Yeah. Has there been any local reaction so far, or still too early?
No, I think people are sort of in PTSD, I think, because it doesn't matter what side you're on, right? I think we talked about this last week. It's just people just want to get on the other side of it. And so they're kind of just patiently waiting to be on the other side of it.
Yeah. Now, in the meantime, Erika, there's been some big news from the Board of Selectmen as far as supporting downtown business. Yeah.
It's so funny. I always go back to this conversation. It was one of our very first conversations that the three of us ever had. Remember the pandemic sort of came in, and one of the first several big conversations we were having is, oh my God, what is this going to do for downtown? Remember downtown businesses,
yeah,
retailers,
exactly.
Restaurants, and about how horrific it was. And I just remember personally, and we discussed this about how these businesses that are downtown, it doesn't matter if they're in Rockport or in Gloucester or anywhere, Essex, they were already dealing with technology. The Amazon effect, of saying, listen, we're right here. You should support your neighbors. We're your neighbors, right? And so going through the pandemic, I think people have really come through. It's one of the silver linings. People are really wanting to support their downtowns and their own businesses. So in that vein, the Board of Selectmen had a very big vote this week on Monday night. They're going to they voted in to fund, to support, and implement a marketing program for downtown Manchester. So that's going to start in a couple of weeks, actually. It's going to start probably next week. But it's essentially all of the merchants. It doesn't include the restaurants, although the restaurants will be included in it. But the specific money was for the retailers that are going to be open this winter. And it's a way of getting them through the winter. And it involves advertising. It involves social media things. We're going to be working with the Bridge Cape Ann to essentially market downtown Manchester to the community right outside of Manchester, which is the wider Cape Ann community. So that's going to be great. And then there's also sort of talk about fitting this into other programs that are going to be going on anyway throughout the season. Things from the Chamber's Christmas by the Sea, which is going to be in early December. Things like an effort out of the town of Rockport, Heather, which is Winter Lights, which is it's going to be a map of, it's going to be 120 businesses are participating in the 3 towns in one city, right? Gloucester and Rockport, Essex. And it's going to be a map, almost like map of the stars. So it encourages people to get in their cars and go out and see sort of these lights from merchants when they're going to sort of make their downtown businesses beautiful to the hilt. And so that's going to be a really great effort. Just so you know, Essex has been doing this for 4 years now. It's not called Winter Lights, of course, it's called Light Up Essex. So they don't really have to do anything. They're already doing it, but they're going to be bolted into Winter Lights as well. And they do a really good job of it. I think they have something called the Light Fight, which is a competition, a good-natured competition, and they have a cash prize. The Winter Lights thing is just sort of come on out and see it. It's not going to be a competition or anything like that, but it'll be nice.
So Erika, where will we be able to find this map? Online? Is it being distributed among merchants?
Yeah.
Online.
It's going to be, I mean, we'll distribute it with the Cricket. Discover Gloucester is very much involved with this. So Discover Gloucester is going to have it on its website, and you'll be able to, and they have a big email list that they're going to sort of blast this out to. The Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce, as I mentioned, they're involved with this. So they're going to blast it out to their sort of email list and put it on their website as well. Corey, I wouldn't be surprised if Bridge Cape Ann doesn't sort of get into the mix and sort of, you know, put that out. And 1623 can also put it out on its social media. The idea is to put it out everywhere. We're going to have one big map, and then we're going to have individual legends for each town to make it a little more manageable. So it's not this big, crazy thing. So you can sort of download them all or just download the one big one.
Well, that's a pretty unique arrangement to have, or maybe not arrangement, but relationship to have the Board of Selectmen actively vote to support local businesses. And I wonder if we'll see that in other towns too, since
the key is that you're not using taxpayer money. And that's actually a really good point, Heather, because that's a very important point.
Right.
Because it's not fair to have the Board of Selectmen use taxpayer money for the use and for the benefit of A, private businesses, and B, a subset of private businesses.
Right.
So this is actually from money that was donated for the purpose of COVID relief by the community, that they have given the town the ability to sort of give it out. And I'll tell you, in the spirit of cooperation, people are really coming out of the woodwork to make this program work together and work, you know. And the Board of Selectmen, I'll give you one example. We're going to have an Enter to Win. Now, an Enter to Win is, you know, popular. Everyone loves it. It's the great leveler. So we're going to have $1,000 of spending money, sort of a shopping spree, but it's going to be two $250 prizes and then 5 $100 prizes. And it's going to be Enter to Win, and you redeem it actually at the store of your choice in downtown Manchester. And it's just a really great way of actually not just generating excitement, turning people on to what's in downtown Manchester, but also it widens out the time that people will come downtown. You don't want to have clusters of people coming in just one day, right? So you want to have things that will sort of roll along for the next 3 months. And I think if towns think that way, they could really make a difference in their businesses downtown, but they could also kind of do it safely, because I know the next 2 months are going to be extremely difficult for us to get through safely with COVID, but this is a great way to do both.